Remember how we always talk about looking up at those stars and wondering if there are other planets out there? Are we really alone in all this space?
Yeah, it's a question that people have been asking forever.
Well, get this. In 2009, NASA launched this amazing telescope,
Mm-hmm.
Kepler,
Right.
and its only job was to hunt down planets outside our solar system.
We call them exoplanets.
Exoplanets.
Wow.
So cool. Okay, but how did it actually work? Did it have some crazy, powerful lens that could, see across galaxies or something?
It's actually way more clever than that.
Okay.
So Kepler used what we call the transit method.
Okay.
Imagine you're watching a car drive down the street at night and a tiny little fly passes in front of the headlights.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
You'd see a slight dip in the brightness of the headlights for just a sec, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically what Kepler was doing,
Yeah.
but on a massive, cosmic scale.
Wow. So I was looking for these tiny dips in the light coming from distant stars.
Exactly. And those tiny changes told us that there was a planet passing in front of that star.
That is so wild. How sensitive did it have to be to even pick up those little light changes from so far away?
It was incredibly sensitive.
Yeah.
Kepler could detect changes in brightness as small as 20 parts per million.
Whoa. What is that even?
So to put that into perspective, it's like trying to spot a firefly
Okay.
thousands of kilometers away.
You're kidding?
Crazy.
That's like superhuman vision for a telescope.
It really is a testament to how amazing the engineering was for the Kepler mission.
Yeah.
And get this, Kepler wasn't just looking at one star at a time.
Oh, really?
He was actually monitoring over 150,000 stars all at the same time.
Whoa, that's some serious multitasking. So it was like playing a giant game of cosmic. Where's Waldo searching for those tiny dips in the starlight?
That's a great way to think about it.
Okay, so I have to ask, what did Kepler actually find? Was it all just boring space rocks? Or did it uncover something truly mind-blowing?
What Kepler found was totally revolutionary.
Okay, I'm hooked. Tell me more.
It discovered this huge diversity of planets we couldn't have even imagined.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, for one, Kepler found these planets that are bigger than Earth, but smaller than Neptune.
Okay.
And we call them super-Earths.
Super-Earths. That sounds awesome.
They're a whole new category of planets that we didn't even know existed before Kepler.
Wow. I wonder what it would be like to stand on a super-Earth.
That's the question that a lot of scientists are trying to answer.
Yeah.
We're still learning so much about them.
That's incredible. Okay, so it wasn't just super-Earths though, right? What other crazy planets did Kepler find?
Okay, get ready for this. Kepler also found what we call hot Jupiters.
Hot Jupiter.
They're gas giants like Jupiter, but they orbit incredibly close to their stars.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes even closer than Mercury orbits our sun.
Wait, seriously, how could a gas giant even survive that close to a star? Wouldn't it just burn up?
It's actually a mystery that's stumping scientists.
Yeah.
These hot Jupiters are really challenging our old ideas about how planetary systems are formed.
It sounds like Kepler really threw a wrench in our cosmic understanding.
Yeah, it did.
And I bet that's not all, is it? What else did it find that blew our minds?
Okay, well, Kepler didn't just find individual planets. It also found entire planetary systems.
What?
And some of them are so different from our own solar system.
Like how?
So imagine a system where multiple planets are packed into a space smaller than Venus's orbit in our solar system.
Whoa, that is a crowded neighborhood. I can't even imagine what the night sky would look like from one of those planets.
That'd be wild.
Yeah.
But these discoveries made scientists rethink how planets form.
Yeah.
It seems like our solar system, with its neat and orderly planets, might actually be the unusual one.
Interesting. So are you saying that planets are actually really common in the universe? Like maybe our little corner of the galaxy isn't so special after all?
That's exactly what Kepler's data is telling us.
Huh.
In fact, its observations suggest that something like 30% of stars have planets orbiting them.
Wait, 30%? So does that mean...
If you look up at the night sky right now, it's very likely that a bunch of the stars you're seeing have their own planets.
Wow.
And maybe even planets that could support life.
That's just incredible. It totally changes how I see the universe now.
Ah.
It's not just empty space anymore. It's teeming with planets and the possibility of other worlds out there.
That's one of the most exciting things about Kepler's findings.
Yeah.
It's just the beginning.
Oh, wow.
Kepler's discoveries have opened up a whole new world in astronomy, and we're only just starting to explore it.
Okay, I need to hear more. This is way too cool to stop. Now, tell me about some of the specific systems that Kepler discovered. Like, what about Kepler 11? What's so special about that one?
Kepler 11 is a perfect example of all the amazing diversity that Kepler found.
Okay.
It's a system with 6 planets,
6.
all packed into a space smaller than the orbit of Venus in our own solar system.
Whoa, 6 planets in that tiny space. That's
Yeah.
mind-blowing. I can't even imagine what the gravity would be like in that system.
Yeah, it's like a delicate gravitational dance with each planet affecting all the others.
Okay, Kepler 11 is definitely one for the books. But what about planets around 2 stars? You know, like in Star Wars. Did Kepler ever find any of those?
Yes. Actually, Kepler confirmed that there are planets orbiting binary stars.
Whoa!
Those are systems with 2 stars locked in a gravitational embrace.
So science fiction is becoming reality.
It really is.
I love it. But I'm guessing it wasn't all smooth sailing for Kepler, right? What kind of challenges did it face trying to find all these distant worlds?
You're right. Kepler's journey was not easy. It faced a lot of hurdles, both in getting launched and surviving the harsh environment of space.
I bet, yeah.
But that's a story for another time.
Okay, you've definitely got me curious. I can't wait to hear more about the challenges Kepler had to overcome and how it ended up succeeding. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate all the incredible discoveries we've talked about so far.
Absolutely.
It's mind-blowing to think about how much we've learned about planets beyond our own solar system thanks to Kepler.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Getting a space telescope like Kepler up and running is a huge undertaking.
I bet it takes a lot of work to convince NASA to fund a project like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. It took years of effort from scientists like William Barucki, Kepler's principal investigator,
Right.
just to secure the funding. They had to really prove that searching for exoplanets was worth it,
Yeah.
even though back then it was a pretty unproven idea.
So they were like pioneers going into uncharted territory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in the end, their vision paid off in ways they probably couldn't have even imagined.
That's so cool. But even when Kepler was up in space, it still faced some pretty big challenges, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. In 2013, Kepler had a big setback.
What happened?
2 of its reaction wheels failed.
Reaction wheels. What are those?
They're these crucial parts that help the telescope stay pointed in the right direction.
Oh, so it's like losing the steering wheel on a car.
Pretty much. Without those reaction wheels, Kepler couldn't keep staring at the same patch of sky that it had been observing for years.
That must have been a huge blow to the mission.
It was a big disappointment for sure.
Yeah.
But the Kepler team didn't give up. They were determined to find a way to keep going.
I love that about scientists. They never give up on a puzzle.
Yeah, they're like cosmic detectives.
Yeah, exactly.
And in this case, their persistence led to a really creative solution.
Okay, tell me about it.
They figured out a way to use the pressure of sunlight to stabilize the telescope.
Seriously. Sunlight. That's incredible. It's like something out of Star Trek.
Yeah, it was a super clever solution.
Yeah.
And it allowed Kepler to start a new mission
Oh, really?
called K2,
Okay.
which focused on different areas of the sky.
So even with a damaged part, Kepler was able to keep making discoveries. That's pretty inspiring.
It's a perfect example of how we can overcome obstacles with creativity.
I love it. So even with those limitations, K2 was still finding exoplanets.
Oh yeah, K2 kept adding to our knowledge of planets out there.
Wow, okay, so Kepler's legacy goes way beyond its own discoveries, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's paved the way for a whole new generation of exoplanet hunters,
Yeah.
like the Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite, or TESS.
Oh, yeah, TESS. You mentioned that before. It's like the next generation Kepler, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
Awesome.
TESS is building on everything Kepler taught us.
Cool, but what's so special about TESS? How is it different from Kepler?
Well, Kepler focused on just one small patch of sky,
Right.
but TESS is surveying almost the entire sky.
Whoa, so it's covering way more ground.
Exactly.
Eh.
It's looking at over 200,000 of the brightest stars that are closest to us.
Wow, that's a much bigger search area than Kepler.
Right. And because it's targeting these brighter stars, the planet's TESS finds are easier for us to study with other telescopes,
Okay.
like the James Webb Space Telescope.
Ah, yes, the JWST. The one with that giant gold mirror.
That's the one.
It's beautiful.
With its super high sensitivity, the JWST can actually analyze the atmospheres of exoplanets.
So what does that tell us?
It could potentially tell us if there are signs of life on these planets.
Well, wait, are we talking aliens here?
Not quite yet,
Okay.
but we're getting closer to answering that question. The JWST can actually detect certain gases in an exoplanet's atmosphere,
Okay.
and those gases could be a sign of life.
So things like oxygen or methane, stuff that we know is connected to life on Earth.
Exactly. Those are what we call biosignatures.
Okay.
Now, finding those wouldn't automatically prove there are aliens,
Right.
but it would be a huge hint that we might not be alone.
Okay, that is just so cool. So we have TESS finding all these new planets, and then the JWST is checking to see if there might be life on them. That's amazing.
It's an exciting time to be studying exoplanets.
It really is. And we have Kepler to thank for kicking it all off.
For sure.
It's crazy to think that just a few decades ago, finding planets around other stars seemed impossible.
I know, right?
And now we're talking about maybe even finding signs of alien life.
It's a testament to how far we've come in such a short time.
Totally. But you mentioned earlier that Kepler found some really strange and unique planets.
Yeah.
I'm dying to hear more about those. Like, what about that water world I keep hearing about? What's the deal with that one?
Oh, you mean GJ 1214b?
Yes.
It's a planet that has really captured people's imaginations.
Why is that?
Well, picture this, a world covered entirely in water.
Whoa. No continents or anything, just one giant ocean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just water as far as the eye can see. And not just a little bit of water. We're talking about an ocean that could be hundreds of kilometers deep.
Hundreds of kilometers deep. That's insane. I can't even imagine the pressure down there.
It would be unlike anything we experience on Earth. And at those depths, the water might actually exist in a really weird state.
What do you mean?
Scientists think it might be something called superionic water.
Superionic water. What is that?
It's a state of matter where the water molecules act like both a liquid and a solid at the same time.
Whoa, that sounds crazy.
It is pretty wild. So you're telling me there could be life swimming around in this superionic ocean?
Ah.
It's possible. Life can be incredibly adaptable, and we've never seen conditions like this before.
So this planet, GJ 1214b, is like a completely alien world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just one example of the many strange and amazing planets that Kepler has helped us discover.
Wow. The universe is a pretty wild place.
It really is. And we're only just beginning to explore it.
Okay, I think we need another break to let all this sink in. When we come back, we'll talk about Kepler's lasting legacy and what the future holds for our search for other worlds out there. We've been on this amazing journey with Kepler, learning about all these incredible planets out there. And it makes me wonder, with all these discoveries, are we getting closer to finding alien life? Is that the ultimate goal?
I think that question drives a lot of scientists and space enthusiasts, for sure.
Yeah.
It's such a fascinating but also kind of daunting idea, right?
Totally. It would completely change how we see ourselves and our place in the universe.
Exactly. It would challenge everything we think we know about life and where we came from, and maybe even where we're going.
Yeah.
It would be a huge moment for humanity.
It's hard to even wrap my head around it, but at the same time, it's just so awe-inspiring.
The universe is full of mysteries, and Kepler has shown us just a tiny glimpse of what's out there.
So what's next for exoplanet research? What's coming up in the future that you're excited about?
Oh, there's so much to look forward to. The European Space Agency is launching a mission called Plato in a couple of years.
Okay.
And it's specifically designed to find Earth-sized planets in the habitable zones of stars like our sun.
So we might actually find another Earth out there.
It's a real possibility.
Yeah.
And with the James Webb Space Telescope already sending back amazing images and data,
Right.
the future of exoplanet research is really bright.
It's incredible to think about all the possibilities out there. It seems like Kepler really started a revolution in astronomy.
It definitely did. Even though Kepler's mission has ended, its impact is still felt today.
Yeah.
It sparked so much curiosity and pushed scientists to explore further, ask bigger questions, and keep searching for answers.
It's been an amazing journey exploring the story of Kepler. It's a true testament to human ingenuity and the power of scientific exploration.
For sure, Kepler has shown us that the universe is filled with wonders and planets that are even more diverse and incredible than we ever thought possible.
Yeah.
Who knows, maybe somewhere out there another civilization is looking up at their night sky wondering the same things we are.
It's a humbling thought, and it makes you feel connected to something much bigger than yourself.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for taking us on this deep dive into Kepler. I think our curiosity about the universe has only grown stronger.
Mine too. It's amazing what we can learn when we keep exploring and asking questions.
So to everyone listening, keep looking up at the stars and never stop wondering what's out there.
Absolutely. There's still so much to discover.